Okay, so we got it unplugged and turned over. And so basically what I did is I just bought a $19.99 solar recirculating pump. It's a 12-volt pump. It's 2.1 gallons per minute, so it's pretty adequate. It's some plastic 3/8 inch diameter piping that I bought from Lowe's. It's about $6 for 10 feet. I just used a pipe bracket, just like a conduit bracket I had laying around the garage to screw the pump down. It actually fit pretty good. I think it's about a 2-inch bracket, and I know you can pick those up just about any hardware store. And so basically I just took a 5/8 inch drill bit and I drilled right through the center. There's actually a little dimple. If you look at the plastic, there's a little dimple kind of in the mold. I just drilled a 5/8 inch drill bit right through that hole, and then I stood this sucker up and I did the same thing. I actually drilled it through, I took this off and drilled it through the bottom and measured, just so that I made sure it was centered and I didn't end up messing up anything inside. You know, kind of only got one shot to do it. And so right now it looks kind of crappy because the PVC pipe is just sticking up at an angle and it kind of squirts out in weird directions, and I really want to put a little fitting on there with some sort of little spout that sprays water up. So other than that, I put a little electrical tape around the pipe so that it's a watertight seal, maybe 3 or 4 turns of electrical tape around there, and jammed it in that drain hole. Works perfect. Other than that, it was pretty straightforward. These little fittings actually came with the pump for 20 bucks, so it came with clamps, but I didn't put any clamps on there. It's not under a huge amount of pressure. And I could probably shorten some of these hoses a little bit. Like this one looks pretty good. This one's a little long. But other than that, that's pretty much how you do it. You basically have to take, I actually have it out here, I was using it, is the screwdriver that I use to kind of stick down in that hole and finagle the pipe up through, because it's kind of tough. That pipe comes wound up and it's got a few bends in it. So as you're running it up here, it's kind of wanting to curl into the corner, which just kind of fish it out with a screwdriver or something. But it was pretty easy to get that all done. Still got the plug. Another thing I did, I don't know if you can really see it in there, is I took a sink screen, like a replacement sink screen, or some people might even like a tobacco pipe screen, and I bought one of those and stuck it down in there just so if my son gets grass or debris in here, it doesn't plug up the pump. But the pumps and impellers are pretty big, and I wouldn't imagine there would be any trouble if you didn't have a screen in there. And so the next thing I'll talk about is, I've had some people questioning whether or not it's safe to have an electric pump on a water table when a small child might be playing around it. And there's a strap here. I actually had made it so it ran off of a LiPo battery, 11.1 volt 3-cell LiPo, 2200 milliamp. So it's a pretty small battery. I use them to fly my quadcopters. And it only lasted about 5 minutes. You know, we really want this thing running all day, so it just runs all day and he can play with it, and we don't have to worry about filling it up with the hose or anything. And so what I decided to do is, it's got this 12-volt plug on here. It's pretty simple. So I found on Amazon a 33-foot extension cord, and so here's the other end of that, and it just plugs right in here. And then if you look, I got that extension cord. I mean, it is 33 feet, so it's pretty substantial. It runs all the way back to a power block I have for my a security system I bought. I had an extra camera, and just used the little 12 volt. I mean, you can get these pretty much anywhere. It's just a 12 volt DC power supply. And we have it plugged into an extension cord, and this is kind of hidden underneath our barbecue grill. And from that point on, all the way out into the yard, it's 12 volts. So as far as my experience is, the 12 volts, even if he was to chew on the wire or something, it's not going to, I mean, it might give you a little jolt, but as far as my experience, I don't think it would cause any real damage. So, I mean, I feel it's pretty safe. But, you know, that was kind of why there was the whole idea of the battery, to keep it kind of self-sustained. But other than that, it works great, and we've had a lot of fun and can't wait for the summer so my son can really splash around in it. The other cool thing is the water in there can be warmer just from the sunlight shining on it, and then it's using the hose all the time to fill it. You can keep the water cold. And so anyway, it's just something that was pretty simple to make. I think with the 33-foot extension cord that was $6, I think I might have $40 into this, maybe. So yeah, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you so much.